Hello everyone, this is Simon from writtenlegalenglish.com and welcome to another redrafting task on week 29. And in this redrafting task, I'm going to focus on being positive, not being negative. Before I explain my rather cryptic introduction, I just want to remind you guys about the content that I put out every week, just in case you're new to me, this video or my channel. So on Tuesday today, I put out a text for you to think about how you would redraft that text using plain language principles, but yet still creating a professional legal business English-like piece of writing. On Wednesday, I put out content from my short English professional English writing course, which focuses on a particular error, explains why it is an error and what you can do to avoid that error in your writing. And on Friday, I come back to the task I ask you to have a look at on Tuesdays today and give you my suggested redraft. So if you want to see all of my content, please make sure that you follow me either on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, or if you want to get access to my online courses, think about joining me on Patreon. Now, of course, everyone should be positive, but why is this important from the point of view of legal English writing? It's because legal English writing very often focuses on negativity or negative structures or negative words. And you can see in the text that I'd like you to have a look at this week, all of those highlighted structures are negative in some way. And what I would like you to do is to redraft that text to eliminate as much of the negativity as possible and create positive structures. So let's walk through this. No rate agreement shall qualify under Section 2A unless not fewer than, so you've got two negative structures there. 30 days notice is given to all customers, and unless negative conditional, said rate agreement has been published as provided above, provided however that, so here we've got provided with a negative linker, a contrast linker, this however. So here we're creating an exception. The public requirement shall not apply, another negative structure, to emergency rates and until I didn't highlight, but perhaps in context you might consider this as a negative, said rate agreement has been approved by the Commission. So we've got a structure there which is full of negativity. So what are the tasks for this lesson? One, I want you to redraft the sentence to create positive structures. So particularly the negative conditional, unless. How can you create a positive conditional structure? Have a think about that. And I want you, in terms of structure, to use tabulation to make a much easier piece of writing to read. Now, a few caveats. This is not my text. I will reveal the sources, my sources where I got this text from on Friday. It's a very, very well-known book in the plain language community and one that I will be recommending. And secondly, if you want to have a little bit more of an idea about what I'm talking about, then I'm going to show you this article. I've linked to it below this video. It's from the Virginia Lawyer and written by Joe Ford just very, very recently. It starts on page 62 and continues one page back on 61, but it's a great introduction about how and why lawyers write so negatively and why they should start writing more positively. So that is a great place to start if you want to find out more about lawyers writing in a negative way. Okay, guys, think about that text, redraft it as best you can, and I'll see you tomorrow with my video from my short English writing course, and on Friday with my thoughts about how how the author of the book redrafted this negative statement. Okay, guys, have a great week, and I'll see you tomorrow and on Friday.